Welcome everyone to my Eternal Return guide. I am Passant, and I make this guide so everyone learns a little bit more about Eternal Return's most unique mechanic, looting. In this guide, I'll cover looting fundamentals such as loot distribution, things to learn in each build, and some overall looting tips. If you find anything useful in this guide, make sure to like the video and subscribe. I also stream over at twitch.tv/inpassant. You can drop a follow so you get a notification next time I stream videos live. Without further ado, let's jump into the guide. So, what is looting in Eternal Return? Looting is the unique system Eternal Return offers to gather your items, run the map, essentially turning the game from a mobile VR to a speedrun simulator. So in order to efficiently achieve the best possible time consistently in your build, we must first understand how the system works. Eternal Return has a total of 15 accessible areas or locations accessible to the player, each featuring a different assortment of items that are distributed into boxes or containers for the player to open and collect in order to craft your build. Now, it is very important that you know how the spread of items work. Eternal Return utilizes a pseudo-random distribution system where each of the 5 spawns of each zone has assigned boxes that contain at least one of each material featured in that zone. This means that as long as you follow a set path of containers, you're guaranteed to hit all your items unless your build has repeated materials. Now, this doesn't mean you can't have multiple of the same material, but it is recommended to avoid it unless your zone is uncontested or you have multiple zones containing said material. Now that we know how the system works, how do we put it in practice? Well, more than just following your designated box path in your spawn, you may look at your map at the beginning for information on where people are spawning in your second zone. Doing this will allow you to know which spawns are unlooted on that zone, and it can help you speed up your looting process. This is not as effective on your third or fourth zone, as it's very likely other people already went through them before you. Another important thing to know using the system is that sometimes you might feel limited in the direction you're going on some spawns, and sometimes you just want to walk to a specific zone next or to a TP. In order to fix this, you can make use of the increased movement speed boost you receive at the very start of the game to relocate yourself. You can also do this if there's a better spawn available in your zone that will speed up your looting. Before we jump into some more detailed stuff, let me help some of our newer players gain some knowledge about the looting UI in Eternal Return. The yellow triangle means that you need this item, not to be confused with the yellow triangle blinking, which means you need this item and this is the only zone in your build where you can get it. A check mark means that you have the item. A cross question mark down in the harvesting hunting is an item you get it from special sources. These are items that you can get pretty much in every zone, or special items such as meteorite and tree of life. This out of the way, we talk about the things to learn on every build. To start things off, one of the most important things to learn on every build is what foods can you make along the route. This is something a lot of new players miss because it's not highlighted by the UI, as it's not on your save plan, as well as just not knowing the different recipes. I highly suggest you visit the catalog, then sort by area and check the different food materials available in the zones you're visiting. Next up, it's important to know where you can get collectible items such as leather, rocks, branches for your specific build. This can help you clear inventory space or help you finish items early, giving you a power spike. The last thing to learn in every build is a little bit more complex. It comes from a little bit more experience playing the build, but I would recommend to know which characters are generally around you when you finish your build. This is important as they could be either people you can try and kill because you're more built than them, or people that you should be careful about because there might be a bad matchup. Also remember that your full build is always a power spike. Make sure you're using this to your advantage and not letting this opportunity slide away. Last but not least, I want to address some of the more common concerns I get on my stream. Let's start with the first one. If I'm missing one item, should I just keep going? This depends a little, but for the most part, if the missing material you're missing, it's not from your weapon or your boots, you should probably move on. Whatever you do, you don't want to waste time looking for that one extra item that's not going to be for one of the core materials in your build. The reason why we vote for your weapon and your boots specifically, it's because you need your weapon to murder people and you need your boots to run away from people that want to murder you. Next question I get a lot is, how do I know if I'm a little slow at looting? There's a massive amount of builds out there with different times they're supposed to finish by, but in general you should be full of build before day 2 starts. If you're not finishing by then, that probably means you're being kind of slow, but sometimes you might get killed before you finish your build, even before day 2 starts. So make sure you can tell the difference apart between looting slow and just probably not respecting a power spike or just running into the wrong matchup. Last but not least, how do I know if the build I'm using is good? I have 2 answers for this, but first off, I would recommend going to DAC.gg and checking out the build of the highest elo player currently playing the character you're trying to learn. This is a very effective method as Tactic.gg is a pretty common page to use to check a lot of the different stats for the different characters in return. And it's definitely a great website I recommend checking out for sure. My second option would be to watch a streamer of the character you're looking to learn, or join a character Discord, as they tend to have a good amount of builds and knowledge. It's generally a good idea, so you have people you can ask for the questions about a certain character or your build. Here's an organized list of streamers on Discord you can check out if you're looking to go down the second path. Thanks to Viosmic for making this list and giving me permission to share it with y'all. I'll be leaving a link down in the description where you can access this list. Well, that was the end of my looting guide. If you have any further questions, feel free to comment down below or join my Discord. You may also find me streaming over at twitch.tv/Passant. And if you found anything useful in this guide, please like and subscribe to the channel. Bye bye.